are not allowing, you're not letting in, you're not accomplishing step 3. You're not receiving what you're asking for. In fact, you're resisting what you're asking for. And then step 4 is you just get really good at being in the receiving mode. And step 5, our favorite really, takes a while to get there. Step 5 is when you're back in step 1 and you don't mind. You're back in step 1 and you understand the value of it. You're back in step 1 and you know you're sorting and sifting and calibrating, and you know the whole time you're writhing in the discomfort of what's wrong, you're creating an equivalent rightness of what's right. In other words, you understand that. And once you get the hang of this, once you are willing to acknowledge that feeling good is a good thing for you, once you acknowledge that your inner being is always aware of you, never apart from you, always rooting for you, aware of every engagement you have with every thought, word, or deed, aware of you, always aware of you, and while aware of you, having thoughts about you, pure, positive thoughts about you, thoughts of expectation, thoughts of success, thoughts of adoration, thoughts of your worthiness, thoughts of thankfulness for you playing your role in the expansion of the universe. And when you get crossways of those thoughts, like when you put yourself down or others, or like when you push hard against something unwanted, when you have those kinds of thoughts, then all that has happened is you've set up some resistance so that you're not in the receiving mode. Not in the receiving mode of what you want, not in the receiving mode of your connection with your inner being that feels like love and appreciation, not in connection with clear thoughts that stream from your vortex into your own mind. When you have resistance, you block the stream that's flowing to you. You block the good ideas. Your inner being knows where you stand in relationship to everything you desire. And it's constantly streaming awareness of how to get there. But if you're all balled up in what's wrong, you're not getting any of those messages. But it doesn't stop the messages. That's the thing that we most want you to understand. Your inner being is flowing to you at all times. The question is, are you in the receiving mode or not? Things are always working out for me. 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 She has it on all of her cars. Things are always working out for me. One day she took 3 cars to the car wash because it was the day she was washing cars. She took one down, took another one down, and the man said, "Oh, it's so nice to see you again." And Esther's thinking, "Oh, thank you." And he said, "I recognize the card on your dash." Because he had not seen anything like that before. Things are always working out for me. That's an affirmation worth making. Things are always working out for me. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
Do you? Do you really? Things are always working out for me, yeah? You believe that? Really? Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Taking their damn sweet time sometimes.
The results strongly support that these beings are not closely related to...
Things are always working out for me. So if that statement's too strong, then say, things often work out for me.
This is Crater
I'm
Lake
often
sitting with
aware that
powerful
things are always
folks.
working out
You
for
are
me.
watching The Departed.
That's a sort of more true statement. I'm often aware that things are always working out for me. Sometimes I realize that things are always working out for me. I like it when I'm aware that things are always working out for me. The more I'm aware that things are always working out for me, the more things are working out for me. I don't need to focus upon the condition of things working out in order to know or expect things are working out for me. I'm beginning to trust in my own well-being. I'm beginning to trust in my own worthiness. I can feel that I am the object of the attention of source of non-physical energy. I can feel that there are a whole lot of non-physically focused beings who have my back. I can feel that things are working out for me. I can feel that I could let things work out for me even more as I let go of the things that are bothering me. I can help things work out for me in a more conscious way by being consciously aware that things are always working out for me. They don't seem like they're always working out for me, but deep down I know that they are always working out for me. And when something isn't working out for me, next I'm going to say things are always working out for me. I just got to relax and allow the path of least resistance to move it along. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. No regrets, no bad steps, no wrong steps. I can't get it wrong. I'm never going to get it done. The reason that it's not ever wrong is because it's never done. I'm in the right place at the right time. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Let's take it further. Source adores me. Source adores me. My inner being adores me. I am so loved. I am so loved. Look at this planet spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. Things are so working out for us. Oh, they keep telling us something's going to hit us. They keep telling us we're going to go out of orbit. They keep telling us that things are going wrong, but things are always working out for us. They keep telling us that the drought's going to come and it's never going to rain again. And now we're on the streets in our boat. Things are always working out. Things are always working out. I could smooth the flow out by trusting that more. I could smooth the flow out. I could have less flood and less drought. I could smooth the abundance out. I could allow things to come to me more smoothly. I could smooth out my path of least resistance. I could make it lesser and lesser resistance. It's so that when I have an idea of something I want, it can come to me swiftly and speedily. It doesn't have to take as long as it is. It's all right that it does. You see what we're getting at? And aren't these words calming and reassuring? And couldn't you find them if you wanted to? And don't you want to? Don't you want to really know that things are always working out for me? So someone says, how'd you get to where you are? Tell me about yourself. And you say, instead of no, you could say, things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. What do you mean? Oh, too long of a story to tell. I'm just a thriver. I'm just a thriver. I think I may be the most blessed person on the planet. Things are always working out for me. How'd you get there? Don't know, but I'm here. It happened so gradually, I can't even remember. It just seems like for a really long time thriving. I don't really like to see you thriving that much because I'm not thriving. Things are always working out for you too. Things are always working out for all of us. Oh yeah, well I don't see that. A lot of people don't, but then they don't thrive. Do you mean to tell me? Yeah. That's what I mean to tell you. Things are always working out for us. Things are always working out for us. And to the degree that we know that and trust that and relax into that, then things do work out for us. How'd you get there? Well, I surrendered. I stopped trying to prove my worthiness. I just accepted it. I stopped trying to defend my position. I just held it. I stopped trying to explain myself to those who cannot hear my explanation. That's big. Mother, I don't think that you're going to understand, so I'm just not going to explain myself. Starts early, doesn't it? Yeah. My inner being is my dominant partner of alignment. There are a lot of things you can't say to most people. They're not going to hear it. So you've got to go general. Happiness is my nature. I feel like I'm supposed to feel good. I sure like feeling good. I would so much rather feel good than not, wouldn't you? Well, yeah. Wouldn't everybody? Yes. Everybody would rather feel good. And I believe we all can feel good. It's just a matter of focus. Do you mean under any condition, you mean you can feel good no matter what? Yes. Well, what about that? I don't look at that. Well, then you can't feel good under any circumstance. No, I'm unconditionally happy. I don't focus at conditions that are awful and expect to feel good. That doesn't seem smart. I focus upon conditions that are wonderful, and then I feel good. Oh, so you've got your head in the sand. Pretty much. Pretty much. Focusing on things that feel good. Because feeling good seems to be why things are always working out for me. Because I've given up the struggle, I've given up the battle, I've given up the blame. That's a big one. I've given up the blame, given up the guilt. That's even bigger. Given up the guilt. How'd you get there? I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here. Well, explain to me how you got there. Really don't want to. I might go back. Just moving forward, living happily ever after. Happily ever after. Not happily before. Happily ever after. Happily ever after. I'm living happily ever after. Yeah. Since every subject is two subjects, wanted and lack of wanted, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would be certain that we were on the good feeling end of the stick before we would become more specific as in visualization or more specific as in affirmation. Do your affirming from your state of alignment and do your visualization from your state of alignment. Don't use either one to try to get into alignment because it will backfire on you.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. You recognize that, don't you? And in simple terms, you could call it just trying too hard. Trying to compensate for how I really feel with words and action.
As you were talking, something that occurred to me is that it's almost like, having the issue disappear would be kind of a pat on the back. Oh, well, there, you did the right things.
Validation.
Validation, being right.
But that justification and validation, here's the thing. This is the piece that is new to this discussion, that is the piece that all of you are looking for. If you can let the validation, if you need it, and it's all right, if you can let it be the emotional response, then you can get there fast and you can stay there long. If you need the validation to be the all the way manifest, in other words, let's look at this vibration of desire that you want to turn into a full-fledged manifestation that you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch. But if you're needing that too soon in the game, you can't get there. If you can let the good feeling be what you're looking for, you can get there fast and you can maintain that long. And once you get the hang of that, then the rest must follow. But if you demand this before you've got this, if you demand the manifestation, if you demand the changed condition before you've got the unconditioned, which is what we're calling the emotion, then you don't get there. Did you follow that? So let us just ask you some questions. Is it easier for you, from where you stand right now, to deposit $10 million in your bank, or to find a thought that feels good around the subject of prosperity? Which is easier, the emotion or the manifestation?
Emotion.
Which is likely to happen this afternoon?
The emotion.
The emotion or the manifestation? So, what we want you to hear from us is if you can make the emotion the big deal that it is, if you can make it the prize, because it represents connection to all of the resources. If you can let that be what you're reaching for, because you can get it now, 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 you can get so good that you can stay pretty steadily there all the time. And when you're not, it's not a big deal, you know you can get back there. You can become expectant of feeling good. And when you are expectant of feeling good, then those manifestations will follow. So here's the trap that you think we just put you in. If you need the change in the condition in order to feel good, it's slow in coming if ever. If you can feel good anyway, then the condition will come. Well, Abraham, do you want us to have the condition or not? Yes, we want you to have the condition. We want you to have the full-blown manifestation. Yes, yes, yes. We're just telling you how to get it.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 we want you to have the physical improvement. Yes, we want you to have big piles of money. Yes, we want you to have all of those manifestations. We just want you to find the uncondition of it first. Then the condition must follow. But if the condition must be before it is, now you're looking right at the lack of it, so what's the vibration that you're offering? The lack of it. But when you're finding the emotion of it, what you're looking at? The fullness of it. Can you feel the difference? It's big. It's what deliberate creating is. It's the difference between those masters that you have revered in all subjects, Those who accomplish the things that you are wanting to accomplish have discovered this. And it feels like a paradox to you. It feels like a contradiction. It sounds like we're saying, if you don't want it, then you'll get it. But that's not what we're saying at all, because your desire is in place. So what we're saying is, if you can surrender your resistance of your desire, then it must come. If you say, I want it so bad it hurts, that's not a good sign. When you ask for something, say you're asking for a relationship, immediately, at least 100 avenues to lead you directly to what your heart's desire would feel satisfied having are before you instantly. At least 100 options. But if you're not in vibrational alignment with them, there might as well not be any. In other words, it's like your friend saying, oh, I heard the most beautiful music being played from my radio all morning long. I had my radio dial set on 98.6, and it was rapturous. And you said, I didn't hear it. Did you have your radio dial set on 98.6? No. So, if you're tuned up, if you're in alignment with what you want, then it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there. It's about vibrational alignment. So your question is, how does the universe do this?
Is it already there? It's not a matter of some kind of magic happening and it lines up and appears, or everything is already present. It's just a matter of us vibrationally matching to what is already present.
By the time you were able to identify it in thought as a desire, it's done. If you can think it, the components are here, and you can realize it as quickly as you line up with them.
How does free will affect that when other people are involved and they have choices and they're making choices out of their fears and false beliefs?
Well, when you interject what you think they think into your vibration becomes cluttered. In other words, if you say, I want a prize, the universe says, very well, we will line up endless opportunities for you to have your prize. And when you say, but there is only one prize, the universe says, very well, we will make it very difficult for you. And when you say, there is only one prize and I think that person will get it, the universe says, very well, it will not be yours. Your thoughts happen. But when you say, there is no shortage of prizes, the universe says, then pluck from those that please you. They are everywhere around you. When you say, but I am the only worthy one and no one else is worthy, the universe says, well, depends upon how they feel about them, not how you feel about them. In other words, your every thought affects your vibration, but that's all that affects your vibration. And your vibration is the only thing that ever affects your outcome. The universe is not ever feeling impatience on your behalf or boredom. In other words, because every time you launch a preference, the universe has gone to work on fulfilling your preference and has taken great satisfaction in doing so. In other words, all of your future worlds have been envisioned and enjoyed by all that is non-physical. That's why it's in escrow, ready for you to let it into your experience. Wayne Dyer's book says, you will see it when you believe it. And we say to you, test the heck out of it. In other words, make yourself believe it. Show yourself. Think thoughts and watch them manifest. Think other thoughts. In other words, notice the correlation between what you think and feel and what happens. It's accurate every single time. Adjust the way you feel, watch what happens. It's accurate every single time. But what's tricky about this is, and we keep coming back around to this here today, it's wonderful awareness, is that if I stand here and I want to be over there and I say I'm willing to do anything it takes to get over there, I've got a resistance within my vibration because of my inherent dissatisfaction with where I am. Where if I say it's lovely over here and it would be lovely over there, now I've softened that resistance. As I say, from my lovely vantage point where I feel blessed and worthy, I'm looking forward to more evidence of my blessedness and worthiness. Now you've got the whole gamut covered. creation process, the eternal process of creation. So how do I find my balance in it? Well, I just listen to Magellan, and I reach for what feels good, and I can feel when I'm on my path. And when it doesn't feel so good, I veer to where it feels better. And when it doesn't feel so good, I veer to where it feels better. In other words, I just keep reaching for the thoughts and ideas that feel good. And when I find one that feels good, I just milk it. I tell everyone about it. I roll it over and over and over in my mind until I achieve enough vibrational harmony with it that law of attraction brings me other thoughts like it. I think that what happens to so many of you is that somewhere along your path, someone has convinced you that you are unworthy on your way to worthiness. And that's a hurdle you can't get over. You cannot jump that hurdle. When you say, I'm unworthy, that's like saying, I'm on 98.6 seeking 101 FM. You cannot get there from there. So you say, well, how do I get there? We say, you got to try to feel worthy. I can't feel worthy. I felt unworthy for so long. We say, all right, then try feeling happy. No, I can't feel happy. I feel too unworthy to feel happy. We say, then try feeling interested in something. Oh, I can feel interested. I can feel interested. This is interesting. I feel unworthy about it, though. In other words, you just keep reaching. You just keep reaching for, and the operative word is reaching for the feeling of relief. What I want is done on a vibrational level. I ask for it, and it is done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. That's why he's saying, I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. It's done. It's done. My lover is there. My money is there. My good-feeling body is there. My recovery has taken place. My abundance is there. My clarity is there. My stability is there. My vitality is there. My flexibility is there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. And the only reason that I want to talk about it is not to make it happen, because it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. I don't have to make anything happen. It's done. It's done. It's done. I don't have to make it happen. It's done. It's done. It's done. I talk about it because I like talking about it. I talk about it because it feels good to talk about it. I talk about it because talking about it is natural to me. I talk about what's done. It's done. It's done. I talk about what's done. It's done. I talk about what's done. It's done. I talk about what's done because talking about what's done causes me to feel good as I'm talking about what's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. I like to think about it. I like to talk about it. I like to bask in it. I like to concentrate. Jerry and Esther, if you walked around with them, the majority of people on the planet would throw up as they listen to them. They'll get hold of something that is pleasing to them, and they'll just repeat it back and forth to each other endlessly all day, all week, all month, until they find some other thing that most people would say, enough already, give it a rest. But they just milk it and milk it and milk it and milk it. Something funny will happen, and they will just bring it up to each other over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because any excuse that you can use to hold yourself in that place of feeling good lets you then be the fuller receiver of what's done, what's done, what's done. But don't do any of these processes to make something happen. It's done, it's done, it's done. Don't do them to make them happen. Don't do them even to get it. Don't do it even to get there. It's done, 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 it's done. You are, in your physicalness, you are so insignificant in relationship to what's done. It's done. Do you realize the world you are creating? Do you see your vibrational escrow? We do. It's done, and it's magnificent, and it's done, and it's magnificent. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Now talk about it because it feels good to talk about it, because it doesn't need more work. You don't need the clarity in order to make it happen. It's done. You don't need the conversation. You don't need the processes to make it happen. It's done. The only reason that you want to talk about anything is because it feels good to talk about it. Tell the stories that feel good to talk about it. Talk about it because it feels good. Think about it because it feels good. But don't do it because you need to do it, because you don't need to do it because it's done. But if you think you need to do it, now you're holding yourself apart from it. You've got to accept that it's done before you start closing the gap. Good. The question that this Art of Allowing workshop wants to ask is, where are you? And we want to say, often you're the only component not there. It's all there but you. And until you get there, it can't be your reality. So you could say, and we will say, your vibrational reality has created a reality that is ready for it to pop and hatch in your experience right now, unless you're beating the drum that doesn't let you. You're the only missing part, the only missing component to this creation. The art of allowing is you figuring out how to allow yourself to be drawn in, not make yourself go there. That's not what it is. This isn't the art of assertion. This isn't the art of motivation. This isn't the art of making something happen. Law of attraction is bringing it all together. You've got to allow yourself. You see, the other components have allowed themselves in, and you know why? Because they are a vibrational match to what you're asking for. So the property came, the money came, the other people came, the cooperative, everything came. Everything came. You got to allow yourself there. And what might you do that would keep you from allowing yourself to go? Now, law of attraction is bringing all of this together. Are you hearing this? Law of attraction is bringing this all together. So someone not worrying about it, they got in. In other words, everything that you need for your creation, all of the financial backing, already lined up. All of the buildings you'll need, already lined up. All of the lovers you're looking for, already lined up. Everything's lined up. Everything's not only lined up, everything's assembled. It's not just assembled, it's all right there. It's all right there, ready for you to let yourself see the revelation of it, ready for you to do what? To allow yourself to go. So what do you have to do to prepare yourself to be there? Stop doing that thing you do that's not letting you go. Stop noticing it's not done. Stop worrying. Stop focusing upon the things that are opposite of it. Stop being stuck in step one. Stop saying, where is it? Why isn't it here? What do I need to do differently? Just relax in the knowledge that it's all being drawn, including you. So allowing is about relaxing and trusting and believing. Allowing is about hoping. In other words, so here's the vibrational reality. You like that term? Do you get it? Conceptually, it makes sense to you? Oh, it's so vivid. It's so real. We want so much for you to see it, but you know, if you're not in the vicinity of it, you can't see it. You can't even feel it or hear it from us. This must just look weird. A vibrational reality. Blah, 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 blah. If you are in despair, if you are in disappointment, fear, we know you can't hear it, you can't see it, you can't sense it. You're not getting any clues. You're not feeling optimistic. You're not getting any feeling of inspiration. You don't even want to get out of bed. You don't even want to think about it. When you get mad, you're closer, but you still can't find it. In frustration and overwhelmment, oh, you get an occasional clue. But you dig in and focus upon what's bothering you. So it's not very consistently good. If you can get hopeful, when you get into a consistently hopeful attitude about something that you want, now you're within range. And now, occasionally, you'll slip in. You'll slip in and you'll see a piece of it. And the more you see from your hopeful place, then the more you believe. And when you're believing, you're in the vortex. When you're believing, when you're knowing, you are the vortex. When you know it, nothing less than what you want can be. When you know it, you walk, you speak, it happens. You walk, you speak, it happens. People say, how does this happen to you? And you say, because I know. I know my well-being. I know my worthiness. I know with clarity what I want. Life has helped me see it. And I know that I'm worthy. I know my worthiness. I know. But meanwhile, hang around there, out there, and hope. That's fine. Hope's good enough. You can get to hope on the things that you care about. Hope will bring you in enough that you'll start seeing evidence, and then you'll start believing. And once you start believing, then you're in the vortex. Then there's no separation between you and you. Then the manifestation must show itself to you. But friends, there's one thing that we really want you to understand. We're not trying to get you to allow yourself into your vortex because we want you to have all that stuff that's in the vortex while we do. We want you to have everything that you've been asking for. We want you to train yourself little by little into the allowing place, because the feeling of movement toward the vortex is the sublime feeling of life working for you. We want you, even before you're in the vortex where the manifestation shows itself to you, we want you to enjoy the ride on the way to the vortex. Now think about it. As Jerry and Esther are traveling from Phoenix to San Diego, most of the way they're not in San Diego. Let's call San Diego the vortex. Jerry calls it the Garden of Eden. Let's call it the vortex. Let's call it the vortex, except for that one bad refrigerator. Everything's perfect. So here is this vortex, and they're on their way across the desert. But they're going to travel 400 miles before they arrive where they want to be. What we want you to understand is moving toward the vortex is the blissful aspect of life, you see. As you move from an attitude of hoping and trusting, hoping and knowing, hoping and trusting, wanting, hoping, trusting, this vortex that will eternally call you will give you the most delicious, breathtaking, vivid, tactile, visceral, delicious experience of life imaginable. And sure, you'll get in there and you'll revel in the manifestations. You will. It's so great to see something manifest that you've been wanting. But when it does, you'll say, yippee, for a minute. Because the process of life is going to always keep another vibrational reality out there before you. You are eternal creators of a new vibrational reality. And the living of life is the movement toward that vibrational reality. That's the eternal nature of your being. And if you get hung up for very long in an awareness that you're not getting something that you want, and then you turn that into the artful habit of beating the resistant drum, then life stops being fun. And you start wondering, what is it all about? A really good morning. This is a new morning. This is a new day. This is a new vibrational point of attraction. This is a new beginning. This is me new into the world. This is me choosing my vibrations more deliberately. This is me in this good morning being aware of the way I am feeling. This is me being in touch with my emotions. This is me. A good morning. This is me in my good morning being aware of the value of my emotions. This is me new in this day with a vortex full of all kinds of things that are readily, even immediately, some eventually, all eventually available to me. This is a really good day. This is the beginning of me deliberately tuning myself to the frequency that allows my receptive mode. This is me in my new day, in this good morning, allowing myself more than ever before to be in the receptive mode. The receptive mode of everything that I've intended, everything that I've asked for, everything that I've put into the vortex, all that I've become. Full alignment with all that I have become. This is a good day. This is a new beginning. This is a new beginning for me. Good morning. This is a new day. Today, everything in my world will respond differently to me than it has ever before. Because while I slept, all momentum subsided. And now that I'm awake, I'm taking care to focus in ways that will allow my receptive mode. I know that I am an extension of source energy. And I know that I've come into this physical time-space reality with purpose. And I know that this time-space reality has served my purpose well. I sifted and sorted and decided, and I've come to all kinds of conclusions about things that are important to me. And I've put them into my vibrational reality where they have been tended to by you, Source. You, who is at the basis of my really good day. I like knowing that you are aware of me, and I like knowing that you will go everywhere I go today. I like knowing that you'll be in on the conversations with me, that you'll be aware of what my intentions are, that you will care about the people that I am interacting with, and that you will know what their intentions are. I like that this broader view that you hold is available to me, and I like that whatever I'm ready for now, I will feel an impulse about. This is a really good day. As I move through this day, contrast will still exist, and from it, I will find more things that I desire. I know that in this really good day, that those contrasting experiences are not me being off my path, but still being on my path. I embrace the contrast that comes today, and I keep it in perspective because I understand that it's not me leaving my path. I understand it's me still on my path, doing what I intended when I came into this time-space reality. So I'll sift and I'll sort, and I'll come to get new awarenesses of what I want. And all day I will be keenly aware of the way I feel. I expect that in this day, I will feel good all day long. Good within contrast because I understand it. Good with my deliberate intention of focus because I understand that. Better today than ever before because I'm consciously setting forth my intentions at the beginning of this day to utilize my guidance system in the way that I intended to use it when I came into this physical body to begin with. This is a really good day. My vortex is full of manifested potential. My vortex